Last month, we told you about the growing overdose crisis in Lee County as opioids continue to flood the streets.
Tonight, Evening Edition's Evelyn Schultz introduces us to a woman determined to stop people from dying and the son who inspires her.
We first met Patricia Cole last summer as the pandemic took its toll on first responders in Lee County. 6 months later, she's introducing us to her son in the midst of another longtime crisis in eastern Kentucky.
This is my son, Joshua Means. Joshua's 27 years old, very athletic, father of 3 children.
But we'll only ever know Josh through photos. This picture was taken 2 weeks before his death.
Had a drug addiction and died on May 12, 2010 from that addiction.
Josh got hooked on pills after a car crash in 2007. When he could no longer get pain medication from a clinic, Cole says he turned to the streets where a years-long battle began.
He got to where he couldn't think straight, didn't care what they needed at home. His drugs came first.
Cole says when Josh died, he had a lethal dose of opiates, meth, and benzos in his system. Tragically, her family's story is identical to so many across the country. From 1999 to 2019, the CDC reports nearly 500,000 Americans died from an opioid overdose. The 90s marked the first rise in prescription opioid overdose deaths. Then, heroin caused another wave of deadly overdoses starting in 2010, the same year Josh died.
It's heartbreaking, because you blame yourself, and in actuality, you know that you can't stop their addiction. They have to want that for themselves.
Cole was an EMT in 2010, but spurred by Josh's death, she decided to attend paramedic school. 12 years later, she responds to overdose calls, sometimes multiple times a day.
I take God on the ambulance with me every time I step on it, but I take Josh too. And I know he would be proud.
The opioid epidemic got worse during the pandemic. Federal data shows overdose deaths in Kentucky rose by 50% from September 2019 to September 2020, the third highest rate in the nation. Cole's work on the overdose task force has also gotten busier. She tracks each incident in the county by age, gender, location, and if Narcan was used. This year, the list has grown by dozens in Lee County alone.
It's been rewarding. It makes me feel like my son's death wasn't for nothing.
When Cole meets a mother or a young person who's struggling with substance abuse, she gives them her cell phone. Then she shows them Josh's photo so they can meet him too.
I couldn't save him, but maybe we can save someone else. If I can save one mother the heartache of what I feel and have since 2010, it's worth it.
In Lee County, Evelyn Schultz, LEX 18 News.